Good evening. A man was fatally shot by the police in an early morning joint police and military operation, which took place in Gregory Park, Portmore, St. Catherine today. Here's Truston Grizzle with more in this report.
Heavy police presence in Gregory Park, St. Catherine this morning led to an alleged gunman being shot and killed and several guns and rounds of ammunition seized. It is believed that gunmen engaged the police in a firefight after firebombing several homes in Gregory Park before running into cops in their attempt to escape. Senior Superintendent of Police in charge of the St. Catherine South Division, Christopher Phillips, gave the details on the incidents.
We had an unfortunate incident here this morning about 5. The team responded to reports of houses set ablaze in Mexico. When they went on the ground, following strong leads, they went across the Dyke Road where it was reported that men were seen going across the Dyke Road with weapons. On approach of the team in that area, they were fired on. The team took evasive action, returned fire. After that, one person was found suffering from gunshot wounds. 2 men ran from the police further into the bushes. Search of the area, they found 1 M16 rifle, 2 shotguns, 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 Taurus pistol. Further search of the area, after that, subsequent to that, another weapon was found, which is a .380 pistol. When we went into the area, it was obviously the HQ or a base for the criminal syndicate operating in that area. We saw things like WD-40, mosquito repellent inside there, food utensils, several bottles of gasoline. We also saw items of clothing, lighter, alcoholic bottles and hammer, and items used to clean weapons, shoes and so on. So obviously this is an area where they operate from as a base. It's pretty unfortunate. The area is under curfew since Wednesday, and we do intend to continue to carry out further operational activities inside there.
He further sought to encourage members of the community that all will be done to restore peace and order in the area.
I just want to use the opportunity to commend the team for their resilience. They stood their ground this morning. It was a joint team, JDF members. They were superb in how they executed these operations, and I really want to commend them. I also want to say to the community of Gregory Park that I've given my commitment. The St. Catherine South team is committed to restoring law and order in that community. We're not going to leave that community alone. Gregory Park has been one of the community that has been giving us a real challenge. We're up to the task, and citizens must expect further operational activities. So we crave their support whilst we do that. Interestingly, I'm also going to call on the other stakeholders within Gregory Park. Gregory Park need more than just the routine police operations. We need some strong social intervention program inside there. So I intend to call the JPs in that community, the pastors within that community, and other key stakeholders. Let us explore what other social intervention we can bring to Gregory Park. You're here now. I would love for you also to feature this roadway on the dike. You hardly can make out the roadway. This year is not good for public safety, and I would call on the authorities too, if we could get this area cleared of some of these bushes so that we can have visibility. At nights it's not properly lit, and so these create hazard for the police operating in this space. But all in all, we are committed to the task, and we're going to be doing further operations.
SSP Phillips also warned members of the public to be extremely careful when traversing the Gregory Park Road, especially at nights.
I have to be very careful, especially late at nights. This is a regular area for criminals to move across. As I say, we have established that there is a HQ. In fact, there is boundaries within the bushes, for the criminal syndicates operating in that area. Well, we have the Mexico faction, the Banga Gully, and the Gulf faction operating inside there. And what we have sometimes is that persons are imported. So it's a mix of persons who operate in that area. We suspect they were the ones who set the houses ablaze based on what we went and saw, the gasoline and all of those things. So we suspect they had just committed that. Well, those men would have been from the Mexico faction.
Reporting for Mello TV, I'm Truston Grizzle.
In the meantime, the St. Catherine South Police has listed several individuals as persons of interest in relation to the flare-up of the recent crime and violence in sections of the division. They are Richard Hemley, otherwise called Devils, Kirk Wind, otherwise called Big Red, Christopher Barrett, otherwise called Chickenback, Elijah Careless, otherwise called Papa Lou, Ricardo Carson, otherwise called Trooper, Shane Williams, otherwise called Toussaint, Imora Mackenzie, otherwise called Munga, Cedric Barnett, Miguel Tracy, and Sanjay Tracy. Additional men known only by their aliases include Tai Cha, Nigel, Dogshot, Dapper, Cedric, Bailey Boy, Tay and Steve. Anyone with information about the whereabouts of these individuals is being asked to contact the Greater Portmore Police at 876-949-8403 or Crime Stop at 311. 2 men are dead following shooting incidents in Central Village, St. Catherine this morning. Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Area 5, Gary Griffiths, in providing the details on the incident, revealed that the gunmen killed 1 man before police officers intercepted and killed 1 of the gunmen. He also had this to say.
Around 11 o'clock today, the police were on patrol when they heard explosions in the Little Lane area that's on the westbound lane of the Mandela. They subsequently saw 2 men running across from the westbound over onto the eastbound heading towards Browns Lane. The men were confronted and they opened fire at the police, who returned fire. 1 man was shot and injured. A Glock pistol was recovered from him and he was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Subsequent investigation revealed that they had just shot and killed a man in the vicinity of Little Lane. They have not been identified. Suffice to say that police have an appreciation of description for one of the persons, and we are following strong lead, and we think we should be able to apprehend this one. As we speak, we are doing house-to-house searches in terms of trying to find him, and we are satisfied that it's possible that we could recover this person. From information, he wasn't injured in the shooting, but we have identification, we have sufficient information that should lead us to him.
In the meantime, several rounds of ammunition were seized on Elliston Lane in Southside Kingston by a team of police officers yesterday. Reports from the Elliston Road Police are that about midday, lawmen who were on patrol in the area acted on information and conducted a search of an abandoned Toyota Camry motor car. 25.56 cartridges were subsequently found in a plastic bag inside the motor vehicle. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. And police officers also seized 1.38 revolver during an operation on Lower York Street in Kingston 16 yesterday. Reports from the Elliston Road Police are that about 7:30 p.m., a team of officers conducted an operation in the area. During the operation, a property was searched and the firearm found under a sheet of zinc. No one was arrested in connection with this gun find. And the St. James Police seized 1 firearm and several rounds of ammunition during an operation at Middle Road in Adelphi in St. James yesterday. No one was arrested in connection with this seizure. Reports from the Montego Bay Criminal Investigations Branch are that at about 8 a.m., police officers conducted an operation in the area where several premises were searched. The search yielded 1 9mm Rutger .44 Magnum revolver with 3 9mm rounds of ammunition that were found in a heavily vegetated area. Investigations continue. An unidentified gunman was shot and killed by security forces just minutes after they shot and injured a man along Barnett Street in Montego Bay, St. James on Wednesday night. Reports by the Barnett Street Police are that about 11 p.m., the gunman and two other armed men attacked and shot another man along Lower Barnett Street. The wounded man managed to run to the Barnett Street Police Station, where he was transported to hospital and treated. Two armed security officers who were in the area challenged the gunmen in the vicinity of the Montego Bay Fire Station, and during the exchange of gunfire, one was fatally shot and a watchman shot and injured. Two other gunmen managed to escape from the scene. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has hailed the opening of the Kingston Logistics Park as a significant investment. He was speaking at yesterday's opening of the facility, which falls under the wider Logistics Hub initiative. Here's Colleen May with more in this report.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness has hailed the opening of the new Kingston Logistics Park as a significant investment. He was speaking at yesterday's opening of the facility, which falls under the wider Logistics Hub initiative. Mr. Holness says the $17 million facility will provide a significant boost to the economy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so very happy to be here with you this afternoon at the official opening of the Kingston Logistics Park. Clap, 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 clap. The opening of the KLP, as I'm sure the abbreviation will catch on, is a big deal. And it is taking place 3 days before we celebrate our 60th year of independence. This is a significant investment and will bring more economic growth and job creation to our country for the benefit of our people, and it demonstrates us as a people leveraging our God-given ideal location and using our natural assets to create prosperity for our people. This development means more foreign exchange earnings and higher quality jobs. Clap, 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 clap.
The logistics park incorporates 18,000 square meters of warehouse space, from which the Port Authority expects to make a return on investment of over 10%. In giving an overview of the project, Prime Minister Holness highlighted that the facility will stem the flow of contrabands.
The facility is built to the standards and codes of typical world-class logistic hub buildings. The facility is 200,000 square feet in size. It is 10 meters in clear height, which is a standard that international operators will require. With 24 truck-high doors and 4 concrete ramps, it has the accessibility that would be desired by international operators, with adequate parking for trucks and automobiles. The facility was designed as an incubator for international firms wishing to test the situation in Jamaica. It can accommodate up to 4 clients, each occupying 50,000 square feet with their own office facilities and amenities. Also included within the complex is a border protection center, which houses the Jamaica Customs Agency and the Container Security Initiative, which is a collaboration between the Jamaica Customs Agency and the US government. These modern facilities will better accommodate the work of the agencies, which are critical to combating the flow of contraband, arms, and unwanted chemicals and equipment across our terminals. The security system that will be employed at the new complex will be comparable to those deployed to manage access control and the movement within the terminals. Already, the Kingston Logistics Park is tenanted, this is very good news, by international and local tenants interested in taking advantage of Jamaica's location and connectivity to the region and the hemisphere, and the demand for additional space is already high.
Mr. Holness urged his administration and subsequent governments to engage in investment opportunities for the country that will provide jobs and advance Jamaica's development.
The frustration that especially the younger generation feels with the celebrations for Jamaica 60 is that they see other countries having reliable water supply, better traffic management, better looking infrastructure, more security, all of these issues, and they can't make the connection with the past, which explains why we are here. They want it to happen now. But that frustration leads to a kind of political disengagement, which we have always had to deal with in our history. And it leads to a kind of frustration and fatigue and a negative outlook on our country. And I'm saying that this investment here today, what we have done in building this logistics park, is a sign that even though the challenges seem insurmountable, this government and future governments must be committed to chipping away at the problem with greater and more significant and meaningful investments that are going to create jobs and earn foreign exchange. And that is why I'm here today, and that's why I'm happy to point this out to the people of Jamaica who are listening. This is a big deal and a big step in cementing Jamaica as a logistics node, an important logistics node, and building the logistics industry.
The Prime Minister noted that the facility represents the first phase and is built on 9 acres of land. Reporting from Mello TV News, I'm Colleen May.
And those are the stories making the news. I'm Nicole Hales. Thanks for watching.